Well, I've got my poopy shoes on and a dog who's so good. We're going to go out and take a look at the tomatoes. Come on, Jocko, move it. Alright. Lawnmower, $30 lawnmower. Very nice $30 lawnmower. Shout out to Draper Lawnmower. Okay, there's the one that was very deformed until a week ago when I put the burpee tomato and fruit feed on. Look at this one. That thing right there is fully 20 inches tall. It's doubled in height in the last 3 days. And if you look down underneath, you see those guys? Over here? Look at that little flower on there. Those are beans. Alright, let's keep going. The backyard, of course. Here's what it is. Here's my field of what will eventually be, I think, bamboo lanterns. Here's a big one. Okay. Right down in there, that's another hazelnut tree, which will become friends with this one and eventually give us nuts, one hopes. Look in here. Big old peach tree. Big old potato plant. This thing is massive. Look at that thing. It's 3 feet high. And I have carrots in there too. You see those little guys all around the periphery? They're doing better on the other side for some reason, but I'm sure we have some spuds in there. And here's my climbing peas. And they're about 2.5 feet up right now, and those strings, I'm hoping they'll go all the way up the futon frame there. You know, there's plenty of room for them. They get a lot of good sunlight. There's one of my cukes. Here's my dead dead peach tree, which I'm going to go back and get a replacement for. Here's another cuke. Whole bunch of daffodils around this arc. This cuke here is the healthiest one, but it's going in the wrong direction because I want to kind of train them over and around that grassy curve right there. You see that? And then there's another one way back in there. See that? Look at that. Here's a cabbage plant that's completely gone flowers on us. And as I back up here, let me go out the street and maybe not die. Over there we've got a lot of sycamore branches which don't rot too terribly quickly, and I've trained those vines. If you can see the way they kind of swoop up like kind of in a triangular shape. They're doing great. That sculpture's been standing there for 17 years. Alright, here's my kneeling cow in front of the sidewalk. That one's 19 years old. And if you look behind it, you'll see that there's a lot of grapes going along this piece of lattice. And they continue down in here, and they come all the way up, and they're all caught up in this sumac tree, which I like. And here's Jesus right out in the garden. My grandmother's favorite hymn was In the Garden. Truck, hedge, hedge, more hedge. Alright, now we come to where my lovely dog. Look at that guy. He's saying, come on in. Look at that big old tomato plant with daffodils underneath. Come on over here. Even bigger flowering. Everybody's flowering right now. Look at that mess. I'm using a tomato cone here, and I've got climbing peas just completely all over it. as well as down in there between those tires, right? And then that's the spot right there where we've got seed potatoes in, and a big old tomato plant that's got a lot of flowers on, more climbing peas, another tomato plant with a flower, with strawberries growing underneath. In fact, damn it, the birds got there already. Shit. Alright. We got here English sage, thyme, and another rather healthy tomato plant, which does have a flower. More climbing peas, they're flowering. Rosemary, doing great. I have a deformed little basil plant down there that I don't think is ever going to survive. Green onions, best omelets ever right there. That's what you need. Whole mess of Spanish oregano, and lo and behold, another nice tomato plant that is just beginning to flower, and that's a blueberry bush right there. Okay, turning around. Can't really get too much further out. There's the swing that I like to sit on when we jam in the front yard. More climbing peas. I've got these strings going all the way up to that branch, and they're about halfway up. Behind them over here, that's the olive tree that I bought for Tina for Mother's Day. Yep, and let's kind of creep around here. We got these interesting little critter solar lights all over the place on the property. Here's sort of the grass gate to come on into the yard. And oh my God, these potato plants are just out of control. 5 feet wide, 2 feet high. Big old fig tree right here. Yep. And daffodils. Here we have the resurrection of 2 rhubarb plants that went dormant for 2 years. That's what those big leafy things are. This is the raspberry zone. They are flowering and have little teeny raspberry guys. See? All over the doggone place. This is called Beat the Birds in the Morning. If you have a cup of coffee before picking raspberries, you won't have any raspberries. And then this whole area over here is pretty experimental, because from that tree, if you look down there, you can see a bunch of grape leaves, and they continue along there. They go behind these 2 trees. This is our 30-foot tall cedar stump. And then look at those grapevines right there above my ladder. They just continue along, and now they get caught up in this tree right here. They get caught up in this one here. And right in there is where it goes down in the ground. That's about 20 feet of grapes. Hopefully. Next year I'm going to do some more herbs and stuff in here, and then this is another place where I've got 2. I'm going to put 2 seed potatoes in there. Look at those plants. My God. Carrots all around, and these carrots are doing great. Look at that stuff. And this is what they call a serviceberry bush. And my parents knew what a serviceberry was and said they taste good, so I'm going to trust their judgment. But life is good. Way out there is a pear tree that Lindsay gave us. We love it. No pears yet. And to the left of it, that remarkable peach tree. Peace out.